All right. There is a third app that I implemented that I integrated with my Beast of a Tasker script collection, and that is this app here, which is called Loop Habit Tracker. I forgot about it before, which is why I said there's only two. Todoist and Time Balance are both proprietary apps that I'm going to try to wean myself off of because of it. But Loop is not. It is fully Libre software, and I'll probably use it for a long time. It's pretty cool. It's very simple. You simply check off where you did the task, and you can then see over long periods of time just exactly like what your status is, and how long, when you did it, what kind of, what your streaks, your frequency, all sorts of cool things when you're trying to establish habits. For example, yeah, let's see. So, the one of let's see, quarter, all sorts of different cool things like that. This one I'm actually getting pretty strong with. So, this doesn't have any particular... Okay, it does have some integration with Tasker, which is to say Tasker can tell it to complete a task. You probably noticed earlier that my home screen has these buttons up here. Those are nice because you can tap on them to complete the task. But the other way that you do it is that Loop Habit Tracker sends you a reminder, which is in the settings for the task, for the habit rather, and then in the reminder you check off done, or you swipe it away, I guess, if you didn't do it. But it does have a one-way Tasker integration, and that's what this habits project is about. Since this is what I'll be focusing on first before I go into the time tracking, because this was one of the earliest things I ever integrated with. And basically, if I did some particular task, like let's say, let's go with workout completed. So I have a workout app, and when it is done, it sends a notification. I use auto notification to detect that, and then I run workout done. You can see this action right here with that icon. It runs the Loop Habit Tracker and says check off workout. And that's that. Problem is, you can't go the other way. You can't have Tasker read whether a task is done or not, whether a habit's done or not in Loop Habit Tracker. And I filed a bug, and they said, hey, we don't know about the security implications of letting Tasker read people's data, which, seems a little silly to me because they would only be using Tasker if they want Tasker to read their data. And, well, anyway, who knows? Maybe there's some merit to it, but in the meantime, I can't find out whether I already checked it off. So what I did is I had Loop Habit Tracker automatically, I had it give me sticky notifications. They're off right now, but there we go. Make notifications sticky. And so the only way, except for unfortunately if I turn off my phone or it dies, for me to dismiss them is to use the action button underneath, which has a button that says complete. So if I completed the task, then Loop Habit Tracker marks as complete, and that notification goes away. And so that's how I figure out if it's done under habits here, which is to say that I detect whether that notification has been dismissed, because the only way it can get dismissed is by Loop itself, the habit tracker itself. So let's say over here, auto notification intercept. If the app habits has a notification titled called workout, did you work out? Then I haven't done it. And the only way to dismiss it is, when it was sticky, is to hit done in there, and then Loop itself would dismiss that notification. And once that's done, which it would also dismiss it if I, let's say, checked it off in the app or on the home screen. So this is a pretty robust way of doing it. And then I can exit that state with workout task done, and then I basically say, okay, that particular task can be due the next day instead of today. However, auto notification proved to be a little unreliable and a lot memory hungry. So this was mostly before I started using Todoist to keep track of those tasks. Now I have to keep my Loop Habit Tracker in sync with it, but that was what I did for a while. the hydrate task here, or the sleep. This actually works really well with this this app, Sleep as Android, which is, you know, probably the most powerful alarm clock solution in the world right now. And of course it has tasker integration, so when I dismiss the alarm, then I can complete the sleep task. But I use the sleep task mostly to tell me when I need to do it. Anyway, supplements is another task. Shower, so again, and then shower done, so it just basically says, okay, set shower to the last time that it was done was today, and so basically what I did was pattern match. Does today's date match the date there? And that's all I needed to know. If it wasn't last done today, then I didn't do it. Yeah, so eventually I was able to use a feature of auto notification where you can see the cancel reason. Why was the notification dismissed? If it was dismissed somehow by the user, or the user hitting close all notifications, or somehow by clicking on it, which wouldn't work with the wouldn't work if I had it set to sticky. It would just open the app, but it wouldn't go away. Or if I snoozed it, which is a way to get it to go away without actually dismissing it, then I would be able to say, hey, you closed this notification without actually completing the habit. Unfortunately, that's a very unreliable detection mechanism as well. Okay, so that is pretty much the extent to which I implemented the Loop habit tracker. What I do now is the opposite. Once I've checked off the task in Todoist, or let's say I have my own system saying do this task, I just tap the done button, and when I'm done, let's say 7 workout completed, workout done, then it checks it off in the habit tracker. So now I don't actually use habit tracker's notifications. I just let it passively collect data about what I did and didn't do, and have my own system to remind me, because if I used their reminders, then I wouldn't be able to read them. I could only write to them as to whether or not I did something. So yeah, that's that. Let's see, did I have reminder done tapped, complete task? Okay, so this, if I complete a task, then I simply tell it that it's done. Right now it's simply by deleting the due date, so it doesn't show up as due anymore today. But yeah, so the only way to keep track of that is if I actually manually check it off. But this did work for a long time. If that's something that you need, I highly recommend Habits, Loop Habit Tracker. And yeah, you can basically keep track of whether or not you did it by detecting if that notification is still there. And also, if you're someone who likes to have a clear notification drawer, that's a good incentive to do those habits, just to clear them out. As long as you don't lie. Obviously, that would be, if you're someone who would be like, yep, sure, I did it, when you didn't do it, then that wouldn't work. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to check it off unless I've actually done it. Yeah, so that was the extent of my Loop habit tracker integration.